Are you serious? Are you serious? Guys, we are on the brink of war in the Middle East. We're literally on the brink of war. The United States has just now sent a ton of F-35 fighter jets to the Middle East due to the fact this July 1st deadline now where Israel is talking about taking the Jordan Valley and annexing it. It's not going over well with the Palestinians. It's not at all going over well with the Iranians. Let me just tell you right now, guys, this is getting very, very serious. The Air Force is sending F-35s to the Middle East as we speak to escort ships, to deter potential enemies, to conduct reconnaissance, and of course to support the ongoing combat operations that the United States military and Central Command in the region's already in. But that's not the real reason, guys. And there's been this buildup going on for some time, including Egypt, putting thousands and thousands of troops right on the border of Libya. And then Turkey, Russia, Syria. Everybody's getting in on the act. Israel's on high alert. Let me just say quickly right now, this thing is coming to a head, and this could be Psalms 83. On the brink of a blood moon, just before a deep ring of fire solar eclipse over the Middle East for 6 hours coming up next weekend on June 21st. Let me put a shout out right now if I can, guys, if you don't mind. A shout out real fast here for just real quick here. It's really good stuff, and that is www.healthwithpaul.com. It is so important. It is so important to keep your body healthy and youthful all the time, okay? And collagen may be the closest thing we will ever get to the real fountain of youth, while also forming a wall of defense between your immune system and the rest of your body. This right here by BioTrust, they've come up with this great product, this ageless multi-collagen powder that you just put in your coffee or put it in your milk or make a shake with it. Maybe you're doing one of those protein shakes. This is perfect. It's collagen. It's not made from human collagen. I would not ever endorse that. Instead, this is from eggs. It's from fish. It's from plant life. Powerful 5 different multi-collagen blended together. Incredible. And guys, listen, the immune system, the rest of your body, 75 to 90% of your skin, 75 to 90% of your skin, bones, your joints, your tendons are made of age-defying nutrient. The older you are, in fact, the more likely it's caught your attention, and for good reason, all right? Many health experts now agree that consuming collagen is as crucial as it gets to renew and to revitalize how you look and feel. If the skin is starting to sag, if your hair is getting thinner, if the joints are getting stiffer, if it's taking you longer to recover from exercise or injury, you need more collagen in your body, and this is it right here. Multi-collagen. Just simply go to www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. Get it now, and you'll be glad that you did. All right, let me just tell you what's going on here, because this is very serious in the Middle East. It is turning absolutely ugly with a capital U. Describing the deployment as the last squadron to join the fight, Air Force officials said that the operation has marked the 3rd time in approximately 12 months that F-35 Lightning have been sent into combat. Now, it's not just the United States using the F-35s. The British are using them, and certainly the Israelis are using them right now. The 421st Fighter Squadron departed Hill Air Force Base, ready for Al Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates to support the United States Air Force Central Command missions in the region. Notice the word, missions. That includes bombing Iranian locations in Syria, okay, or Hezbollah. Hezbollah, somebody must have bombed this ink pen, just falls apart. Hezbollah locations also in Syria. Matter of fact, as combat operations are going against ISIS and the Taliban over in Afghanistan, they have been decreasing, but they're still going on. The case for ISIS basically has calmed way down, but the F-35s are still likely intended to stay over there as a deterrent to keep Israel safe from Iran or other nations that may actually turn on Israel when they go to annex the Jordan Valley. Now, this may take place July the 1st. Trump is saying, go ahead and do it. Benny Gantz says he'll do it. Netanyahu said, we're going to do it. But there's a lot of heat coming against Israel for this. So we're on the brink of war, and a lot of people don't even know. And that's kind of how things work. We're dealing with the pandemic. We're dealing with the planned riots. We're dealing with the craziness that's going on right now in our country, the divisions and all of the wickedness and all of the craziness. And a lot of people don't realize what's really going on over in the Middle East right now, as the deal of the century is in process, in implementation phase. Matter of fact, F-35 fighter jets have previously attacked the Taliban during their combat debut, and is, according to its proponents, well suited for close air support. The Air Force has long intended to use these F-35 fighter jets for CAS missions and in special Pentagon elevation assets, the F-35s in relation to Reverend and combat-tested A-10 Warthogs. Now, some may think that the F-35 as perhaps overkill when it comes to CAS, or potentially more vulnerable than an A-10 if it is. In fact, it is hit by a ground fire. But the A-10 is a tried, tested combat platform considered extremely valuable to the military services. However, many senior Air Force developers also value that F-35's superiority when it comes to the CAS missions, pointing to its sensors, its targeting systems, its 25 millimeter cannon, its speed as it attributes, and also it's contributing to the F-35's combat performance. This thing can turn on a dime. It is lethal. It is wicked. It is almost completely stealth. It has long-range computer-enabled F-35 sensors on it. It could help the aircraft to see and destroy enemy ground targets with precision from much higher altitudes and much further distances than the old A-10 could. So this is why they're doing it. They got to bring on their best. And why? The question is why? And of course, they're rattling here about all its capability. But let me tell you why. It's all about Israel. It's all about the Middle East. It's all about the deal of the century. It's all about annexing the Jordan Valley to put in this security zones to help Israel protect itself from surrounding enemies. And the Bible said that when you see Jerusalem compassed about by many armies, know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Okay? And now Jesus warned about a time when people living in Judea and Samaria will have to flee into the mountains. And to flee into the mountains, they're going to have to run through the Jordan Valley. They're going to have to flee on foot. Pray that your flight be not in the winter, nor on the Sabbath day. And woe unto them that are with child, and them that give suck in those days. And you ain't got time to come down off the housetop and grab stuff out of the house. Or if you're working out in the field, don't even go home and get stuff. You got to go, and you got to go now. Well, they're going to be running through the Jordan Valley. I had that discussion with Mark Biltz, Pastor Mark Biltz, just yesterday. I've talked to Irvin Baxter about it many, many times. And he plans on having 1,000 people going door to door in the Jewish settlements in the West Bank, handing out pamphlets and booklets, teaching them that the time has come where then they need to flee into Jordan and be protected there for a season while that the Antichrist is in the process of rising. All of this is coming. You have to understand. Now, I remember the late Dr. Chuck Missler. I had a conversation with him back in 2015. And he told me that the biggest biblical event that's about to happen is either Psalms 83 or Ezekiel 38. One will start the other. It doesn't matter which one you want to put first. He personally believes it's going to happen soon and even before the signing of a peace deal. Now, Dr. Irvin Baxter believes possibly the peace deal gets signed and then there's sudden destruction, which would bring on Psalms 83 and Ezekiel 38. Either way, folks, whether it's the chicken or the egg, one thing we know for sure, the prophecies of the Bible are coming to pass right before your very eyes. I want to say God bless all of you that are watching live right now. Thank you for coming and showing up spontaneously. You can feel the Lord is coming. And if you're looking at this right now, you can see behind me, you can see the great, beautiful city of Jerusalem, and you can see it's like you're standing on the Temple Mount right now yourself. No, actually, you're looking at the Temple Mount. It's like you're standing on the Mount of Olives. And that's what the view would look like from the Mount of Olives. And this is where Jesus is going to return. He's coming back on the Mount of Olives, facing the eastern gate. This is how close we are, guys. It's getting serious. It's getting very, 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 very serious out there. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Call on the name of the Lord, and you shall be saved. And so I want you to pray one for another and get things right with God. We are living in the end times, guys. Seriously. I wrote a book called Reflections from the Land of the Prophets. It is a tremendous book and 100 beautiful color pictures about the Holy Land, but also a lot of prophecies by some of the best prophets we've ever had. Good to see Eddie Payne. Thank you, Eddie. I love you, brother. Good to see Samuel Farish. These are long-time followers. Love you, guys. I love you, Samuel. God bless. Praise God. I tell you something, guys. Get right with God. Get right with God. You better get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm telling you right now, as I'm sitting here in my private study here in my home, I'm just excited about what God is doing. It's amazing. It's amazing what's taking place right here, right now. The Middle East on the brink of war. Has it begun?